How are you doing? Welcome to another live stream. And yeah, as we have done so often lately, we're just gonna hang out, animate a little bit, and talk about animation. If you're here for like tutorials or really step-by-step instructions, this live stream is not gonna be it. We just chill out, animate a little bit together on this project that I'm doing. And yeah, I'm looking forward to talking with some of you about animation and live stuff. And yeah, please let me know if there's anyone in the chat, if you can hear and see me okay. I'm gonna just push some windows around, and then we can start with the characters that you guys have seen in a couple other live streams so far. We're gonna dive into the film noir world with this penguin, and I have installed Moho 13.5, so if we have a new version of Moho here. I already managed to make a crash 2 times, so I'm not sure using a rig that we did in the previous version of Moho is such a good idea in this new version, but let's just try it. Ah, there's some people in the chat already. Let me see. Hello, Astro. Hello, Jack Stollery. What's up? Nice to see you. Alrighty. I didn't live stream in a couple of weeks, so I have to get used to it again. Putting all those windows where I can see them. There we go. That's better. Hello, Durmia. Nice to see you. Okay, so the scene we have to animate here is actually a dialogue scene. The dialogue right now, the temp dialogue is in German, so I will translate for it whenever I press play. Here he says, 3 times the usual. He's ordering his drink. And I already spent some time creating something amazing. Let's go on a second frame here. I added another hand to our rig. Oh, bones look different. Bones look different. Now we have this new hand here. Let's find the layer. There! We have a hand with 3 fingers that he can actually use to say 3. Now that I did the gesture, I realized that one of those fingers should probably be the thumb. Yeah, maybe I should change that real quick. So on the flat side, let's turn this into the thumb. Oh boy! On the, what did I say? The flat side. So that's the thing that kind of frustrates me about Moho, that it is so much, like, it's kind of difficult to just go in and paint something or add to the rig, but I guess that's a problem with all rigging software. So you are the thumb. You are the thumb. Make it a little softer. There you go. 1, 2, 3 fingers. And then we probably need another vector point right here. Although I have to say, it's quite interesting how when you add more vector points, how nicely, like, it already tries to do all the point binding for you for the new points. And they're already bound to the correct bone. Hi Kuzuma, hey Seven, hi Prabhakar. We are working in Moho. Moho 13.5. I just updated. Ooh, I like this hand now. This is even better. even better than what I had before. Yeah, let's see how that looks in the timeline. As the pose. Horrible. It looks horrible. It looks like tiny, chubby little fingers. But that's okay. We can still work on this. Hey, Prabhakar. Yeah, some of it you can do in Toon Boom for sure. Like, Toon Boom has a pretty similar rigging system. And it's also a vector software, so you also have like those vector points that we have here. So how you manipulate the points is very, very similar. So, okay, let's make the fingers bigger. Let's see how that looks. Ah, getting closer. Maybe move the thumb down. There we have it. And add some more points. There we go. Prabhakar is asking about open tunes. We're gonna do more open tunes. This is just for a project that I'm doing. And Moho was just the best tool for the job because we have a lot of talking, and the kind of rig that I wanted to create was very easy. Yeah, not very easy, but Moho was just a good tool for this project that I'm doing here. But yeah, on the channel, on the Animator Island TV channel, we're gonna have a lot more Open Tunes tutorials soon. I've done one almost ready. It's a redo of the introduction to Open Tunes tutorial. Because some things are no longer up to date in the old tutorial that I did about Open Tunes. So I made an updated version, and that's coming out hopefully tomorrow. Captain Mangles asked, have you ever used the grease pencil in Blender? No, I have not yet. But I really do get these questions asked a lot, and I hear a lot about a lot of good things about the Blender grease pencil, so we will do that hopefully soon. I want to do some more Open Tunes tutorial first, and maybe some general Blender 3D tutorials. But because for the tutorials, Open Tunes is now currently the tools of choice for my tutorials, but I'm very curious about the grease pencil. Maybe that's something for a live stream when I don't have to work on it, where we can just discover it together. Thank you, Seven, for your kind words. It's very much appreciated. Let me know if you have any wishes for topics that you would like me to talk about. And yeah, I hope I can continue to make good tutorials. Ah, Kriazea, looking forward to seeing more Open Tunes tutorials. I'm trying to get into it. Cool, yeah, well then, that will be for you. So there's this new basic tutorial coming out. And then after that, we're gonna talk about keyframing and motion tweening. And, you know, the principles behind it is something you can use in any software that has keyframing. And then we're gonna do more body mechanics and head turns. There's already a basic head turns tutorial on the channel. But yeah, lots of exciting plans. I hope I can do those plans soon. Captain Mangless asks, are your live streams going to be public after the end of the stream? Yes. So far, most of them are. You can find them on the channel. Alrighty. So I wanted to change the curvature of this. I wanted to curve this more in. There you go. There. Okay. Yeah, now we got it. That's a nice hand, and I can probably reuse it for pointing, just pointing to. Maybe the points need to go all a little bit more inwards. Selection. Move them a little bit in. The cool thing is, I mean, we can always work more on it. Dormia asks, how do you avoid the line breaking that is happening around the elbow arm L when it bends? Do you mean this spot here? Actually, Moho has very clever ways to deal with these kind of things. Like, there is a concept in Moho called patches, and if you use them, your line never breaks like this. You always have an outline, it's always smoothly going into each other. The reason why I can't use this is because this counter, somebody else is doing the compositing on this shot, and I need to do different separate exports. Let me save it, so maybe I can show you. So there's going to be a separate export for when his hands are on top of the counter, on top of the bar counter. And unfortunately, the patch that you would usually use doesn't work if the rest isn't present. So I had to do something really ugly and cut into it with a mask. And this is also just a blob over a mask over the arm to break the line. And I have to do a lot of manual work, unfortunately, now in this rig. But yeah, there is, if you're using Moho, look into the concept of patch layers. They are really cool. A little bit limited. You can also fake them with masks, but it's a really cool concept. So he is ordering 3 times the usual. Oh, I haven't actually activated the hand. Need to switch to it in the switch layer. Make active child. All right. Now this should be permanently selected, and now we can move it in a little bit. And we might have to make this bone larger again, because I tried some perspective foreshortening here. But I think this calls for some very classic. And you know, I have to match it carefully so there isn't a break in the mask. Okay, maybe I should bend the fingers back a little more. Let's do that in the main rig setup frame. Oh boy, what direction do I need to bend them? I want to bend them more towards the thumb. I could do it on the animation frame, but I don't want to set animation keyframe. Like, I want the default pose of the hand to be as close as possible. And I mean, I also have this bone to push it a little more, should I need to. Hi, Mason. You like to make animations? That's great. And it's so cool that you can just start with free software like Blender or OpenToons. Ah, this is good. This is what I envision. Okay, I am playing with this far too long. I can always refine this later, you know. I don't animate it too much. Hi Max, nice to see you again. Alrighty. Okay, now let's make this pose a little more interesting, because, you know, we want him to do more than just that. More than just lifting his arm. And zoom in a little bit more for you. Maybe that would be nice. There. And we can switch back later to the view where you can see the timeline. Right now I'm just flipping back between frame 1 and frame 2 for the two poses that I want to do. All right. Have you guys seen that new Sony Pictures animation film? Mitchells versus the Machines? It's out on Netflix right now. It's the new film produced by... Damn, who are they called? The people who made the Lego film and the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball. Phil Lord and Chris Miller. They make awesome films. And they produced the Mitchells versus the Machines, and it's so fun. Okay, so big decision here. Should he lean back or should he lean forward? I think because he's familiar with the waiter. And it's like, you know, you and me, we know what the usual means. Give me 3 times the usual. So I feel like he's leaning in. He's leaning in a bit. Maybe his eyes should be a little more focused. Maybe like this. Hi there. Eric, you're from Brazil? That's cool. So maybe some eyebrow magic here for the 3 times the usual. This detective is a personality that often raises the eyebrow. It's just part of him. Oh, come on. Sometimes I can't quite grab the bones that I want to grab. Hi, Bud Boy. Thank you. We are still in Moho for this project. Like, whenever you see this penguin... Well, actually, that's not true. I might do some frame-by-frame animations of this penguin in Harmony. But this is Moho, where I have this rig. It's usually Moho. Let's just open the mouth to see how that works. Yeah, I like it. Max is talking about Phil Lord and Chris Miller. They were originally supposed to direct solo a Star Wars story, and Disney fired them. Yeah, Disney probably didn't thought through who they were inviting in. And I so wish we could have seen like a Phil Lord and Chris Miller version of Star Wars. Okay, this is a render. I just wanted to check something. I'm still not 100% happy with the hand shape. Like, first I thought I really wanted to have this detail with the not raised hand. But I wonder... Oh boy, I wonder if we should just get rid of this hub a second. Well, let's check how that looks. That doesn't look better. Maybe if it's just less. This is like posing an interesting problem that this character usually doesn't have fingers until he does, until he needs them for a gesture. I love that concept. Ah, that is better, I think. Oh no, I lost the chat. Where's the chat? I see it in the preview window. Oh my god, I can't see it. Can't see the old chat messages. Oh boy. Ha! But new chat messages I should be able to get. Okay, so technically, I think this is most of what I wanted to do with this pose. We could try a slight little body rotation just to see where that gets us. Of course, now we get into the territory of smart bones that I hope still work. Oh, I like that little turn. Or should it go more sideways? Well, this is barely noticeable if it goes that way, I think. No. Yeah, I like that this part is coming out. It looks a little bit like we redrew him. And yeah. Maybe we can tilt the head a little more. Make sure that the hand stays planted. Yeah. A little bit of sliding is okay. Maybe this just grows so the arm stays where it is. There's a little more. Okay. So that's gonna get his drink orders ready. We could do something with the beak to make it more, have more the illusion that he turned. Oh, that looks horrible. Those in-between states. I think that is too big of a turn. Maybe just barely in the break here of the silhouette. I kind of do like it when the beak is breaking the silhouette because it makes it more interesting. It gives the... oh boy. It gives the silhouette of the face one more detail that drags the eye towards the face. It's just always good if you want the audience to look at your characters. Max says, sadly the Boba Fett Star Wars story was scrubbed after the giant flop that was Solo, yeah. But at least we got him back in a big way now in The Mandalorian. My hopes are high that in the Boba spin-off, we'll actually see him escape. Huh. Yeah. It's kinda... like Disney taking over Star Wars is kinda like curse and blessing at the same time. I mean, certainly we see more content now. But I really hope they would have embraced like diversity more. Like, why not have an insanely funny Star Wars? Like Phil Lord and Chris Miller would do it. Hey Vandy artist, hi Twin Dan. Thank you. I'm always happy to hear that people are learning from my content. Alrighty, we got the order here. Yeah, I think the transformation in the beak is subtle enough that you buy it. You know, one thing we could also try, we could nudge the face in a little more to make this change even bigger. Yeah, I think that's good. have new music, by the way, what we've been listening to the entire time. A company approached me. This is the first time ever we have sponsored content on Animator Island. This music here is all from filmstro.com. And Filmstro is great if you have like if you're working on your own short film and you need music for it. They have a huge library of different moods, different genres, and they have very epic action sounds. They have whimsical fantasy stuff. They have hip-hop stuff. So there's something for everyone. So yeah, and if you use the link in the description, that's an affiliate link, and you actually buy from them, I will get a little bit of a commission. But you don't have to pay anything extra, so it's a subscription. You can get the subscription when you need music and cancel the subscription when you don't need music. And it's cleared for YouTube. So no more copyright strikes on my YouTube channel for the music. Yay! So if you need film music for your projects, check out filmstro.com, and if you use the link in the description to buy anything, I get a portion of it. Yeah. Let's get back to work here. Now, the next thing we need to construct here is the breakdown. And I want to have some fun with the breakdown. I want to make it interesting. How he gets up the hand. And then we also need to think about, you know, is he already showing all three fingers? Or is he gonna make like the usual, or 3 times the usual, like have a little unfolding the fingers? Or something like that. We can try that. Yeah, Vandy, I'm working on animation for a game project. It's gonna be like a little bit of a talking head adventure kind of game, like the good old Telltale games. And here you have to make the decision what drinks this character is gonna order. All right. Where's my drink? I could swear before I started live streaming, I brought in a glass. I must not have done that and just notice it. Like, how long are we into this stream? I don't know. Well, yeah, apparently I don't have my water. I need to get it in a second. Amazing how much I can talk without drinking. Yeah. So this project is actually directed by someone else. An alumni from the Film Academy. I went to the Film Academy with him. Kim Nguyen. He does amazing, crazy stories. It's a great fun. And the script is really good. Okay, so switching these to stepped. Alrighty. Now, let's think about an interesting way how to get from here to there. And I do want to lean him forward, like more or less in the middle. This was too much. All right. Well, it could be a little more. I'm now only looking at this bone that I currently have selected. Okay, we need to start the body rotation a little bit. And have this bone go back a little bit to be in the between. Ooh, I like the 3D-ness that is starting to happen. Maybe shift it a little more. Okay. And have his... This bug is still not fixed. Oh my. Have him raise his flipper. All right. Okay, we're gonna have a little bit of an overshoot. I want all of this to settle a little bit. So we can overshoot it here. And then the hand sinks down. Yeah, I think this is good. Ah, I love breakdowns. I could spend so much more time playing with breakdowns and refining them. Just that little of the motion. I'm always so disappointed when I watch a TV series where the breakdowns are very stiff. So I hope I can do better here. And have very interesting stuff going on in the middle of a motion. Ah, thank you, Naufal. I'm glad that I could help you to get started. Yeah, let me know if there's any topic or anything you would like me to talk about in the channel. I'm always happy to help. Okay, we're still not doing stepped keyframes by default. I need to change that. Stepped keyframe. Oh, here. Stepped keyframes. It's also nice to have the thing that I want the audience to see, the hand, to be the last thing that moves. Alrighty. Still don't know if I do something with the fingers, like 3 times the usual. Like he puts up the hand and then they pop up 3 times the usual. 3 times the usual. 3 times the usual. If I look into the camera, I cannot see. I cannot see the figures. Yeah, but I think I want to have a little delay, especially because the director told me so in the animatic. So we're gonna do it that way. Okay. Yeah, but before we do the fingers, let's do some easing. These are the frames that we have so far. Now let's put a space in between them and think about how we ease this. Oh, that was far too much. I just want to move this a tiny little bit. Tiny little bit. Yes. Oh my god, this is already... It's already nice. Okay, so maybe the head can lag a little bit back. Ooh. This is starting to live. It's alive. Alright, the breakdown doesn't need any easing, but we need to ease into that position. So we're gonna make a space here. Oh boy. I should probably copy the body. I should probably copy everything from the frame that comes after it to make sure that I can ease. Just a little bit. Oh no, that was too much. Okay. Now let's look at the face. A little bit here. A little bit here. And we can still move this back a little. Maybe also take the body rotation back. Oh, we shouldn't take too much of the body rotation back. Should already be well on its way. I should save, because before the stream it crashed on me a couple of times. So, Control S. Okay, this jump is very hard to the... Like, I like how his beak is tilted and then it gets straight far too sudden. So, let's ease this a little bit. Maybe like this. There's a lot happening here. But maybe I can add an extra ease frame between there. See what's going on in the chat. Oh, there's a lot in the chat. M2Go Brr is making a Naruto fan animation with some tips. Sure. I'm working in Moho right now. Moho is great for rigging character rigs like this, but it's not free. So you could use Tahoma 2D or OpenToons or Blender. Blender has a 2D animation software too, the Grease Pencil. If you want to have free options. Max, do you have a deadline for the game animation? Not a strict one. My director is fortunately very relaxed about these kind of things. So we have like big deadlines in the direction of September, but for now it's whatever we can do is fine. Alright, so I'm gonna make another ease here. Have the body already reached its position? Just a tiny bit. Oh. I should actually ease into this one. Let's copy all the frames. Put them on here. So we can modify them for the ease. Yeah, it's Moho 13. And as far as other animations go, other animation software go, Moho is pretty affordable. Oh. Now I'm going back and forth between things. I don't want that. What is happening here? Okay, so this one. This can be more in the middle. This is like the breakdown for the arm motion. All right. Okay, let's time this. I think we can just put it on 2s and probably call it a day. Have 1 frame of space. Especially because the dialogue is already running. Oh, what am I doing? I'm only moving the keyframes of one aspect. I need to move them all. There we go. This one. Should probably save. Because selecting a lot of keyframes can sometimes cause Moho to crash. There we go. And maybe... Oh yeah. Hey, this looks pretty good. Whoop. 3 times the usual, please. 3 times the usual. Nice. You might have noticed that the face is completely jumping from its one state to the other. We need to change that, but yeah, I think that is pretty good. Let's look in the chat if there's anything more. Mr. Creative asks, which 2D software you mostly like? Yeah, I mean, the age-old question, which animation software is the best? Personally, I see them more as tools now, in a sense, like you have different tools. Like you have a screwdriver for a different purpose than you have a wrench. And in that way, I like some software more for certain purposes. Like I really like Moho for projects where you have a lot of talking, where you have... I like to do 3D turnaround rigs and, you know, have the budget to do these. Where you can turn them in perspective. But it's also quick. Like some kind of styles, like a cutout animation style, you have rigged very quickly in Moho. I would even say a little bit faster than you would have it in Toon Boom. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to compare software in definite terms. But what I want to say is I always switch software per project. And I choose software for what I think is the best software to do that project in. Because then I can use the strengths of that software for what the project required. I might even switch software for different kind of shots. Like in this production, we're gonna do all the talking head animation where he's just talking in Moho. And for some action scenes, we're gonna do frame by frame animation in Harmony. Because that's just better to do in Harmony. So yeah, this is kind of like my philosophy when it comes to animation software. For what I would recommend, I mean, I would recommend Moho if you're interested in rigging puppets like that. And, you know, if you're not like frame by frame animation enthusiast, then Moho is a real good compromise to do 2D stuff that is easy to produce and a lot of it, and you have those awesome rigging features. And maybe Harmony for frame by frame animation, although the price it's pretty pricey. And OpenToonz is free and can do almost everything in the frame by frame area. So I don't know. I plan to use OpenToonz more. Yeah, and Blender. I need to look into the Grease Pencil because now you can use Blender for 2D animation, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So that's that topic. No more questions in the chat. Then, yeah, I mean, let's maybe talk about something else here before I get back into work. Animator Island now has a Patreon, and you can find it on patreon.com/Animator Island. And yeah, so there's a supported tier if you just want to give me some money so I can make more videos, more tutorials, and there will be occasionally exclusive live streams for patrons. So if you want to support me to make more stuff, and you want that bonus content, that bonus live stream that is exclusive only for patrons, then you could become a patron. But I'm really excited for the second tier because I also offer group mentoring through Patreon. If you choose the group mentoring tier, we're gonna meet in a group call, in a private group call, just the patrons, and we can discuss your projects, your work. You can bring whatever you are working on, an animation shot, a demo reel, maybe just a story idea you can bring to the mentoring group call, and we can talk about it. I can give you my input. I can draw over your animation. So yeah, that is the group mentoring tier for Animator Island on patreon.com/Animator Island. And yeah, so I think this is gonna be really awesome. And you could use it as a regular thing to really help you keep going, keep you on track, because we're gonna have one group call every month. So you can bring your work in progress and shape your project over the course of several months. And yeah, get some advice from me and from other awesome people who are in the mentoring call. So I'm really excited for that. Yeah, I think that is all that I have to say about this. Let's see, is there anything in the chat? Haha. Jack Stollery asked, what's your future plans for Animator Island? Any collabs? Will JK Ricky return? I have a call with JK tonight. We just wanted to hang out. But yeah, I also want to talk him into doing more stuff for Animator Island because, you know, for the past year, it has just been me. But JK is a really awesome and creative guy, so yeah, I hope I can get him to do some more videos. And yeah, what are my plans? If this Patreon thing is going well, if I actually have patrons in the group mentoring call, I think it is really gonna allow me to produce more videos. I want to do weekly videos. Like I always feel so bad when I haven't posted on Animator Island for a week. So I felt very bad the last couple of years because there's so many ideas, there's so many things I want to talk with you about, not only about software. Like I make software tutorials for you, I want to do more, I want to show you different software that I know and all this good stuff, but also, you know, acting, that is like my real passion in animation and the point that I talk about most in critiques and when I work on productions. it's always about the psychology behind it, the storytelling behind it, how to best present the scene and stuff like that. And I want to get more into that. And if I have patrons, that will hopefully allow me to do that. So big plans in that regard. I want to do an animation short. We already started in a live stream a couple, well, probably months by now, with that bear, big scary bear, brushing his big scary teeth. I just want to do a little short film because I haven't done my own short film in a while. But I mean, working on this penguin detective project is also very fun because it's for a friend, and you know, working with friends can be terrible, but in this case, it's really good. So yeah, big plans, and I hope that I see some of you guys on Patreon in the group mentoring call, because I think this group mentoring is a really good chance to connect. And I mean, we also have the live streams to connect, so want to do more of these too. I hope that answered your questions. If you have any topics, like if any of you have any topics you would like to see more on Animator Island, please let me know. Now is the time to do it. I have some time to produce a couple videos. And if Patreon takes off, I can hopefully produce a lot more videos. Okay, enough about that. Kale Arts asked, will you be watching the live stream with Victor? Before the live stream, I googled like Moho 13.5 new features, and it sent me to the live stream that is scheduled for nowish or soon. And I was like, oh man, they don't have the live stream up right. But yeah, I might have a look at it, look into it. Because I am very curious. I also heard they fixed a lot of the stuff with smartbones and how smartbones work in Moho. I haven't noticed any difference with the penguin rig yet, but let's see about that. Yeah, the Vitruvian bones look so interesting. I haven't fully understood what they do, but yeah, it seems to be a great new tool to do these perspective foreshortenings and things like that. Yeah. Hey, Avishka. You're a beginner. Have you seen the 2D class, the beginner videos? Yeah, Moho 13 was just awful. Yeah, I mean, I made do somehow, but I saw in the forum that a lot of people were missing features, and apparently there were bugs that were introduced that weren't there in Moho 12, and now have been stick around in 13 for a while. Christoritas ask, what type of exclusive content do you have in mind for Patreon? So one thing that I want to do more of is analyzing films. And I thought that I could kind of like split it, like that I do one scene of a film on the YouTube channel. I'm gonna analyze it together, draw over it, and see what the masters of animation did in their scenes. And then I would do an extra bonus scene from the same film over on Patreon for the patrons only. So that could be one kind of exclusive content. We do have two 3D rigs, two Blender rigs. They are buried a little bit because in the current version of Blender, there are some things that I need to fix first, but once they're fixed, I'm gonna advertise that more. So we have 3 rigs already on Animator Island, and I will push that a little more. I will do tutorials with those 3 rigs on the YouTube channel. But I also plan, if Patreon money allows it, to pay someone to do more rigs. Because I sometimes have a hard time finding rigs for Blender that do exactly what I want them to do. There are some amazing rigs, but you know, sometimes for the tutorials I would like them to be a little more easier, or I find a good rig, but it's a little bit outdated and behaves weird in the newest version of Blender. So I hope to also offer Blender rigs at some point to patrons, but that is far off in the future. So far, it will probably all be bonus content that has something to do with the main content. And yeah, that's at least the plan so far, but I'm happy for input, for ideas. We're gonna, this thing is gonna develop with you guys together. All right, what else we have? Hailart says, for Moho, they have also unlocked a cap on CPUs you can use. I believe there was a cap at 8, but now you can use as many CPU cores as you have available. That is great. Cool, yeah, faster rendering is always good. Vishka, I love your videos. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. I'm so happy about this. Infinite Imagination, hi. Nice to see you. Mr. Creative, can you make a video about coloring? How to choose color for your character? Yes, that is a really good idea. Personally, I'm not that good at color. That's why I have looked up some methods that help me choose colors. Because, you know, there are many people who were so good at colors, they can just instinctively pick the right colors. And I'm not that good with colors, so I had to come up with tactics and strategies that help me to make decisions for colors. So yeah, I can talk about that more. I can make a video about it. But yeah, colors, there's some amazing people that can do stuff like paint light and things like that. It's so amazing. All right. Thank you, Kalarts. Animator Island was literally the first place I found and the best resource for beginner exercises. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm also gonna tell JK when I talk to him tonight. He's also very happy to hear things like that. So, let's get at least a little bit more animation done. Let's pretend that we're working, yeah? Don't tell my director that we were just chatting so much. Okay, so let's have the lines connect. This is what I love about this animation style, that we're not doing any interpolation. Okay, I should probably fix the arm for this view. Where's that other layer? Here. And yeah, this is just a mask to cut into it. There are smarter ways to do this. In Moho, this is just because I have to export the arms separately. Just a solution that I don't really like. Oh no. So, do that here. Cut into it here. I think I like this. And let's have to start earlier. Let's see, when do we need it? Maybe here it would already work. This is too much. Nah, we probably don't get around refining it. It really only works for that exact one. So yeah, this frame-by-frame fixing of this layer, that is not a good thing. I need to think about something better. I need to change this. Maybe this frame would already work. Yeah, kinda. Move this a little down. Kayla asks, are you working in Stepped at the moment? Yes. And actually the entire project is stepped. I'm not using a single interpolated frames. So the pictures look a little bit more similar to the frame by frame shots that we have. I mean, there's still some of the stiffness of the rig is still left. But, you know, I want to have the illusion, at least a little bit, that this could be maybe hand-drawn. Unfortunately, we don't do the jittery lines. I love how Moho can create jittery lines. But we don't use this feature because it would look different for the frame-by-frame shots that we do in Harmony. Alrighty. Okay, I like it. That is nice. And it's making a nice little arc in the head. I mean, it could maybe be a little stronger. We could have the head dip down to strengthen the arc that is made. Maybe that's a bad idea. Let's see. No, that was not a good idea. Maybe if we catch it a little. Okay, so let's make a dip down. Maybe that works. Ooh. I like that dip, but is it too strong? Is it too strong? No, I think it's fine. Yeah, hooray for checking the arcs. And here we have some agent music to fit to the rig. How wonderful is that? Whoop. Nice. What's going on in the chat? Thank you. Have a good stream. Rita says, thank you. Alrighty. Okay, now for the fingers. I'm a little bit scared of this because moving around vertices sometimes can be a little intimidating. But let's try it. Actually, I need to get water. I talked earlier about how I don't have any water here, and that was like half an hour ago. So, I'm gonna do that now. So short break, just a couple minutes, and then we're gonna continue with the amazing motion of unfolding the fingers. Yeah, in the meantime, why don't you check out filmstro.com with the link in the description. That's why I got all this wonderful music, and you can have a subscription there to have music for your own projects. It's royalty free, all rights cleared on YouTube. You don't need to worry about copyright strikes, and they have cool music like what you're listening to right now. And also we have a Patreon now. Where is it? Where? There. Patreon.com/AnimatorIsland, and I do group mentoring sessions there, where every month I give you input on your work, on your animation, your demo reel, your story, your animatic, whatever you're working out on. You can bring to the session, we can talk about it and improve it together. And I really need to get my water now, so I'll be right back. And now the music stops. That was a bit anticlimactic. Climatic. Come on. Wonderful. All right. Be right back. And welcome back. Question in the chat from Max, if it's a German game. Yes, it is. I have to confess, I haven't seen Inglourious Basterds yet. I have the Blu-ray. I really need to watch it. But yeah, it might have been intentional from the director. Yeah, so let's jump back into it. We're gonna have the fingers coming up. And this is an animation that is best done backwards, I would say. So I'm finding the layer. There it is. I'm gonna set some keyframes. Where are you? 3 fingers. Let's also pin this so we always can see it. Alright, and make oh, there's already keyframes there? Why is there already keyframes there? Oh, you guys want to see the timeline? Whoop! There's the timeline, so you can see what I see. Let's just copy them from the first frame just to be sure. Oh, this is the wrong one. 3 fingers, this one. This is the one that I'm looking for. Eh? There's something wrong with the timeline here, isn't there? Okay, let's make the selection again. 3 fingers. This one. I don't quite understand, but let's... Something is off in the timeline, isn't it? Oh, what the hell? Okay, now it's completely gone. All right. I guess now we have a keyframe. All right. Okay, so let's do thumb first, and then the other fingers come in. Hi there, Happy Man Riley. Nice to see you. Mr. Creative asked, you like Indian animation? I have to confess, I have no clue about what is coming out there in India. I had a brief look into the India animation industry around the time where the DreamWorks studio was active in India. But I can't say that I consciously know any Indian films. Alright, so let's have a in-between frame. And then let's just make it smooth. There. Do you have any recommendations? Haha, love it. Something is going on with the tangents here. but we can fix that. All right. I need to set keyframes for the entire hand. It's no use. Let's do it on here. Max says I have to see Inglourious Bastards. It's an absolutely genius movie. Yeah, I've heard Quentin Tarantino. Of course. I will. Yeah, Happy Man Riley. We're animating this Detective Penguin in Moho 13.5. So, can I just keep making it save the keyframes? Yes. Maybe I should... Oh, no. I switched layers. Here, there we go. Let's copy that. And... Ooh, a nice in-between. Whoop. Love it. I'm sorry that Streamlabs is shooting down the caps. I have a little bot because in my first live stream I had a little bit of problems with a spammer. I like that you enjoy it, Happy Man Riley. Tahoma 1.2 has a new setting in preferences to save room layouts and combo bar icon configurations as well as stuff folders in stuff. Cool. I have to say that maybe this is something because I do a lot of tutorials. I usually do not change the workspaces. Because if I do my tutorials in a changed workspace, people are always like, "Oh, your software looks so different from mine. I don't find anything." So I no longer I usually no longer change my workspace because I'm not only doing tutorials for Animator Island, I'm usually also in a production. I'm usually the tutorial guy making tutorials for the other animators, like to learn the workflow. So, I mean, sometimes I make tutorials on how to change the workspace, but then I always revert back because if people have questions, they usually don't have the workspace changed. Same with like on my Cintiq, there are all these buttons around it and I haven't put... I think I had put Ctrl Z on some of these buttons, but I've never really used it. I'm very bad at adapting software and hardware to exactly my needs, and I'm more like, okay, I have to learn how this default view looks. Should probably do that more. Doop, doop. All right, let's move all of this forward. Because we still have to do the thumb. Again, select everything. Oh my god, what is going on here? Select everything. And put in a frame. I like that we have no ease or anything right now. We're not really paying attention to that. And last but not least, we need to have no fingers. All gone. Oh no. Some interpolation that I do not want. This is looking good. And I guess we just have to snap the thumb into here. This is always a mess when you just hide vector points like this. I hate this in vector point animation, and you have all these small little bumps that you need to correct. Droop, droop, droop. I think it looks decent. All right. Soda Pop, I did the new 1.2 Tahoma 2D release moose character art on the website. If you want to check it out later. Cool, just on the website? Yeah, I mean we can have a look. Okay, so let's save this as a keyframe and then bake it into the beginning. Nice. And no ease. But I think that's fine. I think it works. Might have to make the animation a bit slower. Or even faster. Maybe this is too slow. 3 times the usual. Let's have it start a little earlier. 3 times the usual. 3 times the usual. Maybe we can even make the ease longer. I feel like I need to make the overshoot frame a bit higher, so we have a nicer arc. Yeah, why not drag the overshoot further down? This might have been the wrong frame. Okay. So let's have the overshoot. Oh, this is still the overshoot? Let's have the overshoot and a frame later a little lower. Do this as an ease. Just a tiny bit. This could be a bit higher. Connect it with the peak. Why is this so far apart? Did I do such a big ease? Oh, I should actually copy the rotation keyframe. Oh boy. Of course, if I'm not actually changing anything, then I'm not actually changing anything. Oh no. Oh, what do we have? A new follower? Let me check. Something was wrong with that overlay right now. Fall has subscribed. Thank you very much. Welcome on board. Let me know if you have any questions about animation that we could talk about. Ah, this is nice. Then we have a little bit of an ease up here, and then we go into the lower position. Yeah, I like that more. Three times the usual, please. Dreimal das Übliche. All right. How about we have him blink? Let me switch on the voiceover. I'm sorry, this is in German. Three times the usual. Three times the usual. Okay. Three times the usual. So maybe he should do a blink during the fast motion. It's kind of the cliche thing to do, but it's also a safe thing to do. So let's do it. Just an ease, then we snap the eye shut. I'm gonna hold it for 2 frames, and then I'm gonna have an ease. Open it with an ease. And go to the full opening. This is, at least for this project, the perfect eye blink. On 2s. We're doing everything on 2s, meaning we are exposing 1 frame 2 times. Whoop. Yeah, it also draws a little bit more focus to the eyes, which I think is good. 3 times the usual, please. All right. And now it starts to blend. We don't see that much anymore that the eyebrows aren't moving right, but we're gonna fix that still. Nice. It's taking shape. Ivan Cam asked, best schedule for learning with full-time student job. Yeah, Ivan, I have to confess, I also have problems with this. I have another job because of COVID. I'm also working at an e-learning company, and it's more web design related than animation. But you know, one thing that does help, if you have a fixed time that you always do it, and even if it's only half an hour, even if it's only half an hour to an hour, every day would be wonderful. But every other day, or like every Monday or every Saturday, Like if you get some kind of a rhythm going, that will make it a lot easier. So that you make it a habit to make at least a little bit of progress regularly, and you know, a little bit of progress will add up. And this works really well for stuff like if you're practicing drawing, just get a drawing course from somewhere and do one lesson every day or one lesson every Saturday. That's a good thing to do. And then if you can, have someone else hold you accountable. Like if you have somebody you're learning with, or he's learning the same thing at the same time as you, that always helps because you can talk about it with each other. This is a little bit how Animator Island came to be. I wanted to more regularly analyze animation and put my findings down. Let's switch to music without sound, without voices. So where was I? Yeah, one of the reasons why I started Animator Island, or JK started it and I joined, was because I wanted to regularly write my findings down, because I felt that like if I don't regularly write stuff down or analyze it very closely, I will forget. That's how Animator Island started. It was basically our notebook for animation stuff that interested us. And forced us to do it, because especially in the beginning, JK was really strict about the weekly updates in the beginning. To force you a little bit to do a thing regularly. Yeah, and if you have somebody you're learning with, you can give each other feedback. You could do mentoring. We have the group mentoring on Patreon. That is something for you, where you regularly get feedback and input and tips, what you could learn. Maybe also a forum, like the 11-Second Club forum is really good. If you do like a 11-Second Club animation, you can get some... You need a little bit of patience. Sometimes they're not that active over there, but sometimes you get some really great advice. Yeah. Yo! Ivan says, I'll try 30 minutes a day. Asking because so many exams and tests for different classes overwhelm me. Yeah. I mean, especially if you have like a lot of stuff going on where you have... like you have job stuff where you need to do job things, or you learn for certain goals and stuff. That's already very demanding for the brain, and that sometimes makes it hard to be like, okay, I spent all day learning, now I'm gonna learn about animation, or I'm gonna learn about art. And it becomes a problem if it feels too much like the other stuff. If learning art feels too much like your day job or like your career, then that might be too much of the same. So especially if it's just a hobby, if animation is just a hobby, I would recommend also do a lot of stuff that is just fun to you. And that can be different things at different times. That can be trying to copy an amazing animation you saw. That can be just doodling. You know, sometimes, you know, you don't always need to do like a lesson in anatomy every day. Just remind yourself that there are also fun stuff that you can do. And I think the balance is important here. You know, sometimes you need to force yourself to learn anatomy because you have to, or stuff like that. Or, you know, learn a new software, which there might be this threshold of, oh, I don't know what's going on here. I need to learn. It's a bit dry. And you need to balance it with some fun things. Maybe write down what kind of things are the most fun to you. Maybe it's painting, maybe it's drawing characters, and then you do stuff like that. Even if you just do it as a warm-up, like the first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes, and that makes it a bit easier. And oh yeah, and it is a welcome change from if you have to learn for something, if you have to learn for tests, if you have to be productive in your job, then just going to the fun side of art can be a good rescue. Yeah. Ratmeyer says, 1 a.m. where I am. Rigging a thing. Gonna hang out here with you guys. Hope you guys don't mind. Yeah, no, come on, sit down. Yeah, that's what I do a lot too. It's just listening to live streams on the side. It's less lonely that way. I lost my streaming software. Where is it? There. All right, we're gonna finish this animation. I hope. Whoop. 3 times the usual, please. You know, let's do a little eye dart just because we're cool like that. I'm gonna have the eye dart back and forth. I'm gonna have frames only, keyframes only on uneven numbers. Because that's how the masters did it. Because we're on 2s, we only expose every other frame. So, because we start with frame 1, every keyframe should be on an uneven number. If it is not, then something we messed up with the pattern of stuff being on 2s. Language is difficult. So we're gonna have a little eye dart, and because we are already in stepped keyframes, I can just do it without the computer interpolating anything nasty. $27 there. I love it. I love eye darts, especially after blinks, because, you know, that's just this thing that humans do. After they have blinked, the eyes need to refocus sometimes. Oh, and the eyebrows. I keep talking about them, how we did not animate them. So, let's change that. Yeah, Ivan, you're welcome. I wish I had that perfect recipe for staying productive and staying creative and making progress, but everybody's battling with that. OpenToons and Tahoma 2D works great with Lazy Nazumi. Yeah, Soda Pop, that was a great tool. I used it a lot back when I had to work in Photoshop for a project. And Photoshop didn't have smooth settings. Now they have smooth settings. Alright, so we're gonna do the usual thing. We're gonna have an ease into our motion. Do we have keyframes set? We have keyframes set on every frame. Oh boy. So let's overwrite that or just delete it. Why not just delete it? Yeah. Okay, that works. Because I wanted to change, I think I want to raise the eyebrow more. Ooh. Stay on the face. There we go. Whoop. Alrighty, and it should probably change. You know what? We're doing the classical eyebrow dip during a blink. All very standard stuff. I should make an action for that or something like that that I can just reuse. So... Oh, I should have done that while I have all bones selected, because I only shifted a couple of keyframes. Those I want to shift to. There you go. So the classic eyebrow dip during a blink. Maybe this is too much, but I like if there's stuff going on in the face, because the face is like a song. All right. Maybe even a bit more for that eyebrow, because it's gonna stay down there. Yeah, Soda Pop mentions that OpenToonz and Tahoma 2D can export directly from Clip Studio Paint. That's really cool. The timeline line works and fills as tunes. That's very handy. Whoop. More. Lower the eyebrows. Whoop. Okay. Now we can do the ease. There. There. And here they're gonna go differently. This one's already gonna go up a lot. And this one is just gonna... Oh, no. Hat, you need to stay where you are. No, come on. Come on. Are you kidding me? Okay, hide the bone. How do I do that? How do I get it back after I have hidden it? Like, that is my main fear. I need to look that up. Okay, frame. Whoop. You know what? Let's just copy it over from the frame and do an ease by just putting it slightly lower. Yeah. This is too much motion. Oh no. The face is taken away from everything. Okay, it was worth a try. Yeah, the face is just taking too much attention away from the hand. So we need to get rid of everything we just did. Except for maybe the previous frame, the... The last two frames, maybe? Oh no. Okay, let's do this over. So what we're doing, we are making an ease. Making an ease. This one is coming down. This one is coming up. And that might already be it. Let's move this a little bit. Let's move this one a little bit. There. Yeah. Ooh, I like that music. I just picked them very hastily. I just downloaded whatever music I liked from Filmstro. So I haven't really listened to it in detail. It's just like, oh, that sounds interesting, download. Yeah, this is better. This is a lot calmer. You know, sometimes doing the big motion is not the right call in animation. Sometimes you need to reduce it. Whoop. Love it. Do I have to go back to pose 1? Let's open up the animatic. Have a look into the animatic. Here, this one. What's going on in the chat over there? Hi, dude from Iran. Redmire, The Face is a song, I like that. The Face is like a song I got from, there's a really cool short film from Bill Plimpton. That won an Oscar. Your Face is the name of it. And it's it's really funny. Oh yeah, it's going back to the first pose. Okay, so we have to do that. Whoop. I am very happy about this animation so far. I hope the director will agree. Switch up the bones and just enjoy the 1 second that we animated in a couple hours. That is animation for you. Swoop. Nice. Okay. Okay. Now we have to get it back to the first frame. And we're gonna do that on frame 47 again. That's where it starts, and then maybe till 55 it's down. And some keyframes didn't copy over because I did not select them. Are there any Moho professionals there? Does anyone know how I can get like a global summary tab where I can really select all keyframes from all layers? Like, this is something that keeps annoying me in Moho. Anyway, we're gonna fix that later. And once again, we do the good old... now we have 2 keys. And we're gonna do a breakdown in between. And you know what? We can actually steal the breakdown from here. So maybe steal this one. Maybe like this. Okay, and we already need to change the perspective back. I feel like VLC is sometimes selecting the same songs over again. I have the playlist set to random. I mean, not that I mind listening to rock. Just not sure if everyone enjoys it the same. Whoop. Okay. I apologize, I always do noises while I animate. It's always like whoop, boing, swoop, whoop. There we go, here. Yeah. Three times the usual, please. 3 times the usual, please. Brett Meyer says, yeah, I make those noises too, helps me get the timing right. I'm happy I'm not alone. It really does. And you know, the best thing is, if you've made an animation where you feel like you can hear the sound, although there's no sound there yet, that's like, for me, that's like the moment, like, oh my god, this is really feeling physical, this is feeling real. Dude says noises from an animator are normal. Oh yeah. Ivan asks, for 2D animation, are you blocking or going straight to pose with auto interpolation? Nowadays I have a very structured workflow. I do blocking, and I do every pose one after the other, no timing. So there's no interpolation, nothing. Even if you haven't set the software to stepped, I just go like one frame after the other. And try to get the first the poses, then the extremes, then the breakdowns, and then I already start doing eases just by having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the timeline and always sliding stuff in between, like pose 1, pose 2, making room for it, putting the breakdown in the middle. Then again, making room between the breakdown and the pose, putting the ease how I want it to be. And this way, controlling every phase of the motion. and don't rely on interpolation as much. There are some people who really love to get like an ease frame interpolated. Like they would take the breakdown and take the pose, stretch it apart, have the PC interpolated, maybe linear, and then take the ease frame from here. Or this was the pose, right? Take it from here and shift it to the middle to have an ease. I'm not sure that makes any sense. If I just talk about it like this, I should probably show it. I will kind of show it in the OpenToonz video that I'm working on. Not the one that's coming out next, but the one after that, because we'll do keyframing there. And for this project, I'm never gonna interpolate. For this project, I'm gonna stay in stepped the whole time because I want each frame to feel handcrafted. And get rid of the interpolation, of the stiffness of the rig as much as possible. Not sure this is working, but that is the idea behind it. Ivan Kram, yeah, so it's good old pose to pose. Yeah, it's very pose to pose at the moment. I like to do straight ahead passes after that. Like afterwards, I will look at, like, we did that earlier. Afterwards, I would look at the beak and be like, oh, the beak should dip down more. And then I would do a straight ahead pass. Then I would go one frame after the other and correct the beak how I want it to be. I think we also corrected the arc of the hand, and I wanted it to go down deeper. That was something that came because I started following the motion path frame by frame. Oh, do you see the elbow here? The elbow popping up? I do not like that. I do not like that. Yeah, that's better. Maybe even more. Yeah, and you know, now I'm working more straight ahead. Ooh, that is a much better elbow path. Yeah, it's good that we did that. Good that we talked about this, you see? Ivan says, makes sense, blocking feels better overall and more traditional. It's also more effective. Sometimes for personal projects, I like to do straight ahead, to say like, okay, I'm taking an hour or two to just let it flow and have fun, and you know, maybe I don't even know what poses I want to hit, and then straight ahead, animating completely in straight ahead is great. But for projects where you need to have like strict output, you need to be done very quickly, there sometimes is no room for experimentation. And a blocking you can always show to the director and be like, hey, am I on the right track here? Are these the poses you want? Yeah, so I the more I worked in professional environments, the more I found that this kind of workflow was kind of essential to be very structural, like that. All right. So in that way, I'm animating frame by frame exactly how I animate rigs. I used to animate rigs interpolated, and I think that stole a lot of my time. But there are some people who can do it really well. Oh, we had this one guy, Andreas Feix, at the Film Academy. I studied with him, and he would animate these creatures like dinosaurs, mostly dinosaurs, big heavy dinosaurs, and he would always animate in spline, immediately, splined, because that allowed him, he said, to feel the weight really well, like, you know, when the foot was set down and then the body was coming down, and for him, this feeling of weight he could create best when he was working in spline at all times, and he was using the splines a lot to make to find the right timing and stuff. So we're kind of working more in a straight ahead fashion in 3D, which I thought was interesting. Yeah. I kind of do like the blocking on 4s, like just the arm going back. I kind of like that. You know what? Let's do that here. Let's make it a little bit slower at the beginning. By just putting the first few frames on 4s. Let's see how that looks. We need to move the finger keyframes to start a little bit later. There. And the elbow patch? Oh no. Which elbow patch matches what? Oh, they all need to come later. Oh, you don't even see the timeline. I'm sorry. There you go. Yeah, this is better. Einmal das Übliche bitte. 3 times the usual, please. Okay. Now let's do the E's. And for that, we can just take a snapshot. And have maybe have the head dip a little bit backwards, you know, as a little bit of follow through. Nice. And now for the next ease frame, we're gonna take it from the final frame. And we're coming from here, so coming down, yeah. Some interesting questions in the chat. Action Toon says, good to see you live again. Is this project all in black and white? Yes, this is some film noir action here. Should I animate on 3s and 4s, in between on 2s? What do you mean, Ivan? Like, you don't know when to use 3s and 4s? Brad Meyer asks, have ever had an argument with a director? I don't think with a director, but with clients. Oh my god, with clients. I was doing explainer videos the last couple years. Oh my god. those clients, especially like from an industry that are like from a super important industry, and you know, we have to say everything as complicated as possible. Oh my god, I had clients wanting to have like the most bad, the worst decisions that they forced me to do. And I was always like, no, we can't do it like that. It's gonna ruin the project. And so if it comes to explainer videos, I came pretty much, I mean, accepting that I just have to do it the way the clients wants it to be, even if it's not a good decision, even if it hurts the film, even if it makes the film hard to read, hard to understand. I don't know, in the beginning this hurt me so much. I was always so annoyed by it, and I mean, they are clients, you have to be nice to your clients. So the arguments were more like discussions. But yeah, I sometimes it was really annoying that I couldn't convince, especially for the nice projects, especially for the projects where I was like, oh, this is really fun, this is a really cool idea. You know, despite it being an explainer video, sometimes there were some fun ideas, and some of them got shot down by the clients, or worse, they first said, yeah, we're gonna do it like this, we're gonna do the fun idea, but then the way down the road, they would just pour in those decisions that ruined the fun idea. Oh well. Yeah, and otherwise, I'm happy to say that for the good fun projects, like the game projects that I worked on with people I knew from the Film Academy, I always had such great luck. The adventure game that I did with Studio Fispin, The Inner World, Part 1, Part 2, and now they have a new great game coming out soon that I was animation supervisor for, A Minute of Islands. They are just so wonderful and so talented, and everybody's just like, oh, how can I contribute to make this story, to make this like, I want to say product, but you know, it's not a product, it's a passion project of someone. And if you feel that all over the team, you want to contribute to make this passion project happen. And if you feel the passion from the director, you're like, oh, this infectious, I want to help with this guy's vision. And I don't know, like for those projects, I've been really lucky. Or Patchwork Pals, I worked as a rigger as a preschool series, but the stories are so good from Patchwork Pals. I really love that series, and the director was so talented. There was just never a need to argue. Alright, do you guys want to stick around for lip sync? It's German, so I I warned you about that. Maybe let's have a settle for the arm. Where is the arm? Do a good follow through. The shoulder already came to a stop. So the only thing moving right now is the arm. Just the lower arm, because the upper arm already came to a halt. All right. Just keep the eyes closed, have them open. Actually, like that. On their way up. And then... now our 4-frame cheat is gonna be a problem. Looks good enough. Looks good enough. Okay, what is the chat saying? My water's empty. Just wanted to drink. Action Tunes, have you seen the animation in the video game Indivisible? Really cool stuff. No, I haven't seen it. Indivisible game. Let me see what this is about. Ah, and maybe, I think I have seen it. I have seen... Huh. It's a good tip. I'm gonna check it out. You should post your sketchbook stuff. Action Tunes, I don't know. I have to say, it's so bad. I haven't done like regular sketching in a while, and I feel so bad about it. I really should. I'm just starting now again because I'm having some just ideas that I want to write down, sketch down with my wife. We're just for fun thinking about a new world, a serious idea, and I think I'm gonna sketch for that. But it's so weird, like for a couple of years now, for like 3 or 4 years, like it's almost a bit sad that I didn't draw for fun anymore. I drew all day sometimes for work. And then I was like, I can't do sketches now. I can't do... Like, I do have sketches, but they were all work-related in the couple of years. Like, thumbnailing, finding poses. But they're so practical a lot of the time. And a lot of the time I was working, sketching directly in the animation software, even if I was doing thumbnails. So it's so sad that I wasn't doing enough sketches anymore. It's a habit I really want to get back into. Any advice for high schoolers trying to get into the industry of animation, such as schools, companies, colleges, etc.? And Ivan is already answering. Yeah, study for free. Oh yeah, from Toniko, for example, a good YouTube channel. From our YouTube channel, you already come to the right place. And yeah, then there are online schools like Anim School, Animation Mentor. Good tips, good tips. Thank you, Ivan. What kind of animation should I do? Well, what kind of animation is fun to you, Abinant? What do you like to do? Okay. So we're gonna do lip sync? Oh, let's fix the arm first. Fortunately, we can take it from frame 1. Elbow patch, that should be it. Oh, do I have to select the layer? Come on. I sometimes don't get why I have to have layer selected to copy and paste from certain layers. There we go. See, maybe it already works one frame earlier. Yes, it does. And those we just do by hand, huh? I like this music. Huh. This already works. All right. Okay. Let's switch to this wonderful melodic language that is German. And do the lip sync. Actually, I'm not listening that much to it. Like for the first pass, just the audio sample here is already informing a lot. He says, dreimal das Übliche, 3 times the usual. Okay, so let's start with a little bit. Yeah, let's hold it open. And now we need to look for the M. 3 times, dreimal. And it should be closed. Open it again for the A. Close it a little for the L. This should not move. And for the L, we're gonna close it a bit. There's a D here, so for the D, we're gonna close it. For the A, we open it, but because there's an S directly after it, we're just gonna keep it. And that is an O-like sound. For that, we're gonna change those controllers later. For now, we're just doing this. We're just doing that pass, and we're doing lip shapes after we're through with that. What's going on in the chat? Abinant says, I didn't understand animation on 1s or 2s. If you have 24 frames per second, and you have a new frame on every frame, then you're animating on 1s. because in a step of 1, you have a new drawing on every frame. But for many situations, you can get away with 12 frames per second. So you only set a new keyframe or make a new drawing for every other frame. And then you're animating on 2s. You are putting a new drawing on every second frame. That's why it's called animating on 2s. And here we're animating on 2s. There's always like, here's a keyframe, and then this is held, and then there's the next one. Here we have a B sound that needs to be closed. An L. A sh. With an E that kind of goes into an E. And then we close the beak later. Let's see if this already looks good. The 3 times the usual. This is a bit too much. Too early. And for this Ü sound, that's like an O shape. Here. I'm gonna do a little bit of an O. And then revert back. For the B. And you can see the B nicely because the waveform is just cut off here. Let's get into that shape a little earlier. Yeah, that's better. Let's have a look. Oh, it's repeating anyway. Okay. The eyebrows we forgot again. Okay, so here it could be on its way up. Oh, nope. All right, we're approaching the end of the stream. I have to stop after this animation is done. But if you have any more questions that you want me to answer, let me know. So maybe we can talk for some minutes after this animation is done. Okay, this is moving down, this eyebrow. Oh no. I wasn't on 2s. There. Okay, preview. And save. We did good, people. We did good. All right. So let's have a look into the chat. Some more talks about the animation school stuff. But that's it? Okay. Alright. So thank you so much, everyone. This was a wonderful live stream once again. I have the best viewers. It's always a great fun to talk to you guys, to work on something together. And yeah, just one more time, the plug for our Patreon. And we're gonna have group mentoring sessions starting soon. At the end of May, there will be the first group mentoring call. And if you are a Patreon of the group mentoring tier, you can join and show what you're working on. And I'm gonna give you tips and advice, draw over it, give you my suggestions, my opinion. And we try to make your work, your animation, your demo reel, whatever you're working on, your story, we're gonna make that even better. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm a bit afraid of what this Patreon stuff brings with it because, you know, I'll have to make more content. If people keep me give me money, I have to make more. So, yeah, Brett Meyer, if you want, you can check that out. It's every month. For as long as you are a patron of the group mentoring tier, you can join the mentoring session. Yeah. And I'll be happy to see some of you there in the group mentoring. I mean, we still can chat here in the normal live streams, but I'm excited to have like a smaller circle that is really focused on getting a project forward. Like, also, if you have problems with like keeping on track, this might help you to have one date every month where you have to present your progress and you get input on your progress. So if you need this sort of input, then maybe the group mentoring might be for you. Yeah, I'm excited where this goes. And if you have any wishes for topics, as always, please let me know in the comments below. Yeah, thank you, Ivan. It was great chatting with you too. Wonderful. I hope you guys have a great, fantastic evening or day wherever you are in the world. Keep on animating, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.